Hey, what's going on? Hello, hello. There's still some sun out, and it's setting right now. It is November 5th on a Sunday, and it's 4:25. 4:25 in the afternoon. So I just wanted to go ahead and just do my. I just wanted to go ahead and just do my thing where I'm over here kind of showing. Because girl, you are doing the most noise right now. The most and the most and the most. I said the most and the most. The most and the most. The most and the least. I said okay. All right. Well, you know what? You are being you. Honestly, I'm done with you. I'm done. You fell. Too cute. Okay. I'm just gonna work on this part a little bit later. All right, bro. So today's video has already started off just a little wiry. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, there we go. That's better. So hi, what's going on? So there has been. I wanted to give you guys some time. Literally, it's almost been exactly 12 hours since the video that I had posted earlier today in regards to, my abusers, and we are near the day when I get to do the court session that you guys had seen a few times against my abusers, against my ops, people who I've cut off a long time ago. But I just really wanted to make this shit permanent, and I wanted to go on paper. I wanted to go in the court system where it was just like, look, you guys did this, and this is why I cut you off. So there was a lot of slander, a lot of lies behind my back, and so it is nothing but in my right to go ahead and say my piece, just say the things that are necessary, because I refuse, I absolutely refuse to stay silent in regards to all the shenanigans that have been going on by a bunch of people. Absolutely refuse. Yeah, absolutely refuse. So let's get started by do you guys need me to show you the video again about, like, this about the room? Hopefully you don't, because I saw something today where somebody, obviously, again, somebody who was had access to gang stalking me and watching me in the privacy of my home just say some shenanigans in regards to me selling the house. They had a little think piece amongst everybody else, but it was just people were looking down or trying to be critical to my decision, in regards to my decision with selling this house. And I'm just like, clearly they do not want me here. And your option for me to keep this house is for me to just, rent it out. Now, this is what this video is also going to be about, is about niggers and coons. Because earlier today, I was saying, like, very, very passionately about, niggers and coons. And I know that's why I gave it 12 hours of just a break time, because there have been too many people, too many black people within the black community that have sought out to unjustly, unjustify, um, in criminal ways, to assault me, to violate my rights. And by doing so, they've already identified themselves easily as niggers and coons. There is a video that I wanted to show you guys. Um, Here's a video that I'm going to show you guys in relative to the comment because I know and I knew I expected as much that people were going to be up in arms trying to victimize themselves. And these are the abusers. These are people who took it upon themselves to do the most. Like to try to literally do the most offensive things to me for no reason. So they made up reasons. And even then, that falls short because if I did any of those things, then why didn't you call the cops? If I did any of those things, then why didn't, why were you always smiling in my face? There's just always certain holes in people's excuses when it came to a lot of the shit that has happened to me, and people are right now trying to deny it and even trying to make it either seem like I'm crazy or this was a misunderstanding, or they're making it seem like any of the things that have happened to me was supposed to be like my own fault. That's so wild. That's such a wild situation. That's like such a wild, weak ass situation, especially coming from a black person. One of the most notable groups, races that have been historically oppressed and abused, to come up out their mouth and be like, it's okay. Basically, like, it's okay to oppress others, but don't oppress us. That was the energy. That's the vibes that people have been giving. And so when I call you rightfully, when I've aptly named you what you are and what you've been behaving like, it's, a nigger and a coon. So, yeah. I'm just gonna have to show you this. I came across this video a couple days ago, but I was already using niggers and coons, addressing certain blacks as specifically niggers and coons because of the way how they've been behaving. Mm.
Israel towards the Palestinians is exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. They treat them like vermin. They
This right here, it says when the Nazis. All right, so it's quoted. Auschwitz survivor speaks out against Israel's human rights violations. So Auschwitz is one of the famous camps during the Holocaust where it captured Jews, dragged them, marched them down into a camp, and um, murdered them, oppressed them, forced them into labor, took away their human and civil rights, monitored everything that they were doing. made fun of them, mocked them, did nasty things to their food, shaved their heads, and just, had every intention to, eventually demolish them. But they wanted to have fun with them first. And they were white, just like them, people who had captured them. But they were just slightly different, and different type of like assumptions were made up about them. And it's crazy on how, fast forward to today, there are people in Israel that are oppressing other people, killing them, mocking them, lying on them. They believe in God, just slightly different, and they just decide to take it upon themselves of their own accord. They decide to punish people and abuse them and make it seem like, they are, and steal from them, steal their property, invade their space, steal their property and harm them. It's just, it's almost like, like you never, but then at the same fucking time, these are the same people that will be quick up in arms to be like, oh, anti-Semitism. Oh, like, this area and the third, we're being attacked because of, our beliefs or who we are. And I'm like, but you're doing the same thing to other people that are like your neighbors and who actually own that property first. And this is like a whole bunch of complications, like the whole big point is just like, you were doing the most. Okay, I mean, honestly, if I have to put my 2 cents in regards to Israel, like, honestly, you guys are doing the fucking most. Like, you already know that you have more manpower, more weaponry, and all that other jazz in regards to, in comparison to another country. And um the reason why they even, started with you in the first place is because, like, they had enough of your shit. Okay, there's records, there's details, there's people from your own fucking camp who are calling you out and trying to force you to be fucking accountable. And now that the fact that everybody in the whole fucking world is seeing exactly how cross you are and how hypocritical you are and how you like to go ahead and oppress others, but you yourself don't like to be oppressed, it's just like, yo, quit with the bullshit. And it's the same thing that I'm seeing with blacks. So it's just like, within the group of blacks, there are dirty blacks, that I said. Yeah, and I'm not regretting that. Like I said, there are people who are niggers and coons. You were acting like, I thought that the coon line had died out during, I said this before, had died out during like the early 1900s. But unfortunately, I was wrong. The coon line still lives on today because it just, the self entitlement, the greed, the cockiness, and the unprovoked anger and the desire to try to oppress somebody for no fucking reason, but just because you want to come up, clout, or you just hate that person because that person is different than you, and you made it your own life point to have an agenda against somebody for for the fuck of it. You want to control said person, and said person right now is me. And you want to recruit and attract other people in order to try to, make yourself, because you want to compete with another person, and not in a friendly competition, not even like, in an industry kind of way. No, it's literally so that way you can torture somebody for the fuck of it, so you feel better as a human being. And that's disgusting, because you're the same kind of person that will bitch and moan with anybody else, will literally be in your face. If they were to ever do any of the things that you have done to me in regards to like poisonings and things of that nature, you forget. Like, I leave you guys some time to speak though, but it's also because I am one person and I'm literally showing you guys years of stuff that I had like just observed and put away, because you guys definitely need to be called out on it. It was always, oh, well, maybe that's not enough information. I'm just like, well, bet. And I don't keep saying it. I don't keep saying it. I just literally just screenshot, screen record, and I notate it. So yeah, this is honestly, this is where we are. This is where we fucking are. So again, this right here is an Auschwitz survivor. speaking out against Israel's human rights violations. And it says, when the Nazis gassed the Jews, the world was silent. Now the world is silent while Jewish Israelis harass, humiliate, and steal land from the Palestinians.
They talk about them in terms, I mean, like for instance, the chief of staff of the Israeli army recently, the Palestinians are cancerous growth. I mean, that type of talking is exactly the opposite, and it's actually like Nazi talking. That's what was said about me when I was a boy, a Jewish boy in Germany under the Nazis. No, when the Nazis gassed the Jews, the world was silent. Now the world is silent while the Jews or the Israeli harass, humiliate, and steal away land from the Palestinians. And the world is silent. And I want to awake the world. Because any criticism on the policies of Israel is hampered and made impossible by a terrible trick and crime of Israeli propaganda, that any criticism on the politics of Israel comes out is induced by anti-Semitic feelings. And our main purpose is to show to the world that we are Jews and we are conscious Jews, and we want to show that you must criticize Israel if you at all want anything good for the Jews in the world, because what Israel is doing is destroying the Jewish world and the Jewish heritage. And what is happening now in Israel.
This is what I feel like is going on with the blacks. Like, for real, for real. Like, yo, I have expressed this ad nauseum, and hold on, it's getting dark. It's getting darker now. But it's just like I have expressed this ad nauseum in reference to the BS that's been going on, and y'all have done nothing but pretend like I should be getting used to this when I really shouldn't. And then you guys are performative as fuck, where you pretend to care, or you might actually care about other people, but then you, to just show that, oh, we're not heartless, this isn't, we're not bad people. Look at us going ahead to, like volunteer at this and do this, yeah, but at the expense of also on abusing me. There was something that I had shown you guys before about like Hitler being nice to the little Jewish girl, and it's the same energy with you bitches. Like, you nigga. Easy. Okay, so Okay. So niggers and coons. Basically, I have it like this. Do you see where these guys are bartering right now? He has two fingers because he's bartering with the white Europeans um, who are moving, during the transatlantic slave trade. And he's over here examining a black person, and another one is chastising them. Yeah. So we we obviously and thankfully cannot glance over on history. So when it comes to for a long time it was always showing history with whites enslaving black people in America, and that was so true. And a lot of that hatred and racism still lingers on today. But a lot of things that weren't touched on was about how black people were the ones who had were mainly the majority were the ones who had sold us over to white Europeans during the slave trade. And then there was like a bunch of I seen some articles where they were trying to make light of the situation, like, oh, but we weren't harming, the slaves as badly as the whites. And I'm just like, I seriously doubt that, considering the conditions of the environment. Also, the torture. I've seen some museums, and those torturous tools and utensils just look very. I don't think those weren't Fisher Price kind of situations. Like those weren't meant to tickle. Okay, like there were some really cruel and harsh punishments, and it wasn't always for people who were criminals. It was for people who either um, just got dealt a bad hand, like for real. It's just for the fuck of it. People just really like to oppress people. I mean, like we need to not hide behind, oh, it's oh, that's just nature, oh, that's natural, oh, that's just the way of the world, oh, life isn't fair. No, no, no. This is why we have the law. This is why we have moments where humanity really needs to kick in. Like, what the fuck? And it's crazy that black people would rather go ahead and try to focus or distract by looking at another fucking country when we have problems here. We have problems here. You could easily remedy this shit. But here you guys go, being so fucking toxic and nasty, disgusting and vile regarding your behavior. So that's why I said niggers and coons, because the clearly looking at this, it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. Your behaviors and things of that nature hasn't stopped. What have you still been doing that makes you still a nigger and coon? You become, you've obviously become a sellout. Literally enslaving, oppressing a black person for your own self serving greed against their will and will even use laws will even use the, the law. abuse the law. So like basically you are abusing the law. Let's not let's give myself a moment because I don't need to be humble about this. So against the slave person, against the slave oppressed persons. You wanna go sushi? Yeah. Bye, baby boy. Oh. Poor baby. All right. So do you see that? Can you guys see that? He's like against the slave persons. Hold on. The fat one is doing their thing. Yeah. Fat fat. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make it more brighter. So yeah. All right. So what makes you a sellout? A sellout, or basically a coon or a nigger? When I showed you the video of the guy when he basically was calling Israelites and Jews Nazis, it's the same kind of way because obviously we can't call I'm not gonna call black people white devils. It's just like I think that nigger and coons were really just they were obviously derogatory terms used to try to like insult black people, but really I think those were just projections because nigger means a stupid person, and I feel like white people were really stupid to take it upon themselves to enslave people. I mean, to which they had already apologized, but still that hatred lingers on. But it was just like you're calling a group stupid, but yet you yourselves were the ones that seemed incapable and very dependent in order to abuse people to the max, to the part where you were really just like you treated them extremely inhumane, and you're over here pretending like you're better than a group of people, yet you yourself was bitching and moaning when your own mother country decided to I guess decided to treat you in a way where it was like you were inferior because you were a baby country. You were a new world, remember? A new fucking world, remember? Like, you know what? All of a sudden, you didn't like the taxation. All of a sudden, you started instituting the no taxation without proper representation, and you started, crying and bitching about the taxes and all these little stipulations that you were getting from across the water. And that was light shit, obviously, compared to what you guys were forcing onto African slaves and also the Native American slaves. But you were just like, no, cry, cry. Here are our problems. Oh my god. And yeah, yeah. So I obviously, so when you're calling black people stupid, that's what nigger is. It's like that. No, bitch. Like you're the stupid one. Like let's cut it a beat. Like just because at that point in time people couldn't really understand what your language was, and you didn't have the fucking you didn't want to sit down crisscross applesauce and learn the same kind of language that you decided to try to capture. You feel me? From the same people that you wanted to capture. That makes you more stupid. That just makes you more stupid. You try to force other people to learn your fucking language, to learn your fucking culture. You over here pussyfooting around. Actually, no, stomping around in other people's foreign lands, taking it up as your fucking own. Like you had to be dumb. You had to be fucking stupid. And that's why you kind of paying for it. And a lot of times you have to pay for it behind the fucking veil, like behind the fucking what is it? What is this thing called? Shades or whatever like that, behind fucking curtains. But that's a whole other conversation for another fucking day. It's just that today black people less showing themselves, showing their asses. It's really sad too because within this entire fucking world, everybody has shown their fucking ass. Where it's just like, yeah, the universal language is like you don't like being oppressed, but you like to oppress others. So every single fucking day for years, I have been subjected to mistreatment unjustly, unfucking provoked, and now all of a sudden it's just like I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, she's crazy to stay here in the third, like acting like you guys weren't watching me. Like again, I have the pictures and I have like screenshots and things of that nature to support this claim. So when you guys are over here trying to make it seem like I'm the one that's in the wrong, it's just like no, bitch. Like you guys knew goddamn well what you were doing. Goddamn well what you were doing, and you were fucking idiots for doing so. So that makes you. That actually makes you now officially the niggers and coons. You earned the fucking title to be called niggers and coons because you guys were being fucking stupid by proving to the fucking people who oppressed us originally and saying that, hey, look, don't oppress us. We want to, but we like oppressing others. And it's actually our own fucking kind. Whites were oppressing other people to try to pretend like, oh, we are just so cocky. But black people were just like, hold our fucking beer. Hold our fucking tap. Or whatever it is. And be like, you know what, we can do one better. It's so stupid. It was literally more closely it's more closely related to the way how Germans decided to attack Jews because, bitch, y'all both white. It was just more of a matter of just like a common difference and things of that nature. And it's a whole misunderstanding. And you guys decided, black people decided, well, she's light skinned. I'm not, excuse me, not like, because I heard it. I don't even know how you thought this was light skinned. This is not light skinned. You guys were called, because I'm lighter. You were using everything, every little trick in order to try to justify your hatred towards me. Yo, shit is wild. Some shit is wild, bro. And these are the blacks. Ooh, you know what? I have to tell you something. This is another thing. Because it also, hold on. So, sell out literally enslaving a person, a black person for your own self-serving greed against the enslaved person's servant's will. The coon will abuse of law, lies and connections to subdue control. Hold on. Performs favors, and fulfills the whims and desires of people, group, or race that they, I guess, want to suck up to. Typically, a a figure You know what? And for the most part, those include white people too. So with the white people within the white great the what is it great within the white group, because again, we all have our niggers and coons within each kind of race, and mine just happened. I have enough, not so many, but I have enough content where it's showing that I have been for the black people, and yet, it was my own people that decided to try to throw me under the fucking bus for fucking clout, money, opportunity, advantages that we literally could have maintained, could have acquired, because we have shown consistently our fortitude, our resilience, and our power. But you chose to go one step further in the wrong fucking direction and just be like, we can be niggers too. Like, we can be racist too to our own people. We can be hatred. We will make the Germans honestly look at us and all like honest. Oh my god, like yo, the way how you guys have done this shit and just make it seem like it was nothing. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I feel like I mean, I know I'm in my right to go ahead and discuss these things. It's just like, this is my Britney Spears memoir moment, okay, my biography. So I'm just basically putting things out there, and I can go ahead and produce like supporting evidence of it at a later time. But I just wanted to put this out here in the open, and once I do, the main video, or videos, but this right here is just basically giving me the synopsis, because there is a program where I can do like footnotes, and it can just kind of like, I love this thing, so like, I've already planned it, so that's just, pardon me, maybe I shouldn't talk about that now. I think I'm gonna take that aside. Okay, but anyway, performs favors and fulfills the whims and desires of people, group, or race that they want to suck up to, typically a figure in a powerful and financially abundant position. So it's just like, typically white people. And white people will just jump at the chance. And again, when I'm saying white people, I'm obviously not talking about all white people. I'm talking about the racist ones, the ones that have taken every opportunity to try to find their value in putting down other people based off on the color of their skin or where they came from, things of that nature. So yeah, the white and also non-blacks, regardless. And for some reason, while you guys were over here trying to be performative as fuck, you were doing the most. Oh, hold on for 1 moment, because yesterday I was discussing about dismissing a lot of the lies that that the person who I've cut off, the people who I've cut off. It's like the lies they tell. And I was talking about it for the past couple of videos about like some of dismissing some of the lies, and the lies we went over were pregnant, affair with David, has a child supposedly. Like that I did that one. I already told you about that one. Yeah. Oh, and being homeless, but you guys. You still decide to talk about some shit, and the only thing it does really is just kind of put yourselves in the forefront as stupid and just as abusive. Even if you want to try to put your fingers in your ears, you're doing nothing but going ahead and continuing a hate campaign and a this hate agenda that's unjustified. It makes just you look awful, awful human beings, and it just inspires more fucking hate to go on in other places. So if you actually were at all genuine about, the behaviors that we're seeing going on between Israel and the Palestinians, it's just like they're gonna look at you, whoever it is that you're trying to, whether you're trying to tell Palestinians like, hey, look, like we really feel for you, or you're trying to tell Israel, hey, look, be accountable. What you're doing isn't right. You're oppressing these people. You owe them a day here and the third, and you've been doing the same thing to me. I mean, obviously, you haven't been bombing like humbly and realistically. I'm not putting myself specifically in that situation where I'm saying I've been treated exactly like that, but I have been oppressed. You guys have done the fucking most in order to harm me. So when you guys do what you're doing, you made fun of it and you laugh about it and things of that nature. It's just like do you think that the people who are oppressing the other group of people are really going to give a fuck about what you're saying if you're still doing that, and if you have done it, they're going to be like, oh, you're just a hater. Like, why? Just like, shut up. You feel me? Like, it's like, imagine, I don't know, imagine during a riot, because I remember seeing footage before during the riot where people were pilfering and taking from the stores, this, that, here, and the third. Imagine somebody is coming out of there with, I don't know, like a microwave or some shit, and they see somebody else going in, and they're like, "Hey, look, don't steal." They're gonna look at you like you're stupid. They're gonna really look at you like you fucking stupid, and they're gonna still go ahead and do what they're doing, and probably even take some extra stuff, just probably to be petty and just to be like, "You're so dumb." So that's it's basically the same kind of fucking energy, and it is not really doing anything because it also makes it look like, well, Palestinians can just look over your shoulder and just be like, well, are you serious? I mean, well, they'd be like, well, thank you. You know, hopefully it's effective. But it's just like at the same time, it's like, well, are you even serious? Are you for real? It almost seems like, like the cherry picking is definitely evident. It's not transparent. It's very clear. I mean, it's very it's very visible. Okay, it's evidently clear what you are doing. It's giving Hitler with the little Jewish girl. You know, as you cherry pick and pretend like you're not about this, but whole fucking time they can see that you are abusive as fuck. Niggers and coons, man. Niggers and coons, ladies and gentlemen. So yesterday, like I said, I was discussing about the whole dismissing and disproving these allegations, and there are people who are white who take it upon themselves to just really show, I guess, their allyship in regards to my views. And this was actually reported 50 something minutes ago. Wait, hold on, let's see. Because thankfully, I screenshot the time and day before I. All right, so it was 4:19 actually that I did this, and this person had filmed it like 15 minutes prior, and thankfully I got it. So even though I had already proved and had said that I did not have a relationship with my ex, considering that I had a relationship with him first, and also that why would I want to go back to that? You feel me? Um, so that, and I also talked about my inheritance, and in regards to my property, my inheritance was a property that I owned plus some money that I was supposed to be getting. Now, it had shown. What did it show? I had mentioned this before in the other video. So I mentioned this yesterday. This is my life. So yeah, basically niggers and coons. And you know what? Hold on for a moment. Let me just do this. Oh my god. Like, these are horrible. Yeah, that's. Oh. Hold on for one moment. Okay. So, all right. So, with the niggers and coons thing, basically, we have the one that's white, that's right here, and it's surrounded by black. But because you're gonna always, well, not always, but you have a in there who is actually just racist, and you have one who's, wanting to be part of the community, wanting to be part of the team, and yeah, yeah. So they're willing to do anything in order to try to keep shit going, even if it's, even if it's dangerous, even if it's abusive, even if, it goes against something that they wouldn't want happening to their own personal lives. But I wanted to just draw this first because, yes, I just wanted to go ahead and just identify exactly which type of person is speaking right now in this video that I'm about to play in regards to being with the stupid shit. Wrote, like, it looks really bad for you, um, to have to, not even have to, like, no one asked you to, or no one should have asked you to, but you took it upon yourself as one of these, to, I guess, keep the abuse going. So you already heard that I said what I said. I disproved all this bullshit. And the fundamental thing is that I should not be abused. You know, I should not be abused. We're going back to this: human and sex trafficking, 24 hours public surveillance, including nudity. You're watching this. You're trying to force my labor, force, the labor and all the other kind of shit. Ridicule, ridicule, mocking, poison, food and drink, theft, just all these fucking things that you guys have done. Stolen identity, stolen theft, stolen identity, lies. And yet, one of these, but rather this, you rather pay attention to these lies instead. And pay attention also. Pay attention to these lies. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Pay attention to these lies, and the lies include drama too. So this is what you guys are. This is what you guys do. So what did I say yesterday? Because I wrote down notes too. Like yesterday, I had already disproved that the whole pregnant affair thing, with David was untrue. That having a child by this person, it was just like, okay, well, I already had an abortion. Like that already shows my commitment towards not being baby trapped by somebody who's obviously shown that they had no consideration for my well-being or my health or anything or my happiness. And to this day, like you're not. Oh my god! Like you guys don't even fucking think, and you put me in, and you stereotype me, and you put me in a fucking like box with niggers and coons. When actually, you guys are the niggers and coons. You guys are the ones that are just showing your ass consistently as being inferior on your own. It doesn't matter how many degrees or what your role is or anything of that nature. It just really matters on how you behave and what you have to say unfucking provoked. What you try to and how you try to save face and how you don't take any accountability or how you use distractions or how you think your titles and the way you talk. You talk like, of course, if you think that, okay, basically you would try to put down me and try to deny any of the truth with people's own eyes, trying to insult other people's intelligence. But because you had to be the poster child, the face, in order to go ahead and sell drugs for your moms and your brothers and stuff like that, crack cocaine and all other kind of stuff, on behalf of your peoples, who am I to judge? You go ahead and you go do your thing. Me, I that's not a life that I was living. So, but you wanted to go ahead and project that shit, but that's on you. So of course you had to sound more articulated, and you wanted to, obviously also kiss the ass and pussy up to just a bunch of people who are, I guess, in social rank. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with speaking in a certain type of way. It was just like you're using basically the way how you speak, saying that you're well articulated, and white people are always fascinated by that. It's like seeing a black sorry, it's like when black people see a white person that can dance really well. Back in the day, like when they can see a white person dance really well, they're like, wow. Or when you see like a toy dog, like an actual dog, but one of like those teacup or like a pool or something like that, walking comfortably on its hind legs. Like that's the kind of fascination, the racist fascination that a lot of white people still have when they see a well-articulated black person, and they're just, well, I'll be, oh my god, it's a smart nigger. So hold on, this has something to stop. Hold on for one moment because something just popped up on here. I'll be smart nigger. Like you guys are really doing something like for real, for realsies. Unprovoked. Unfucking provoked. Good, 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 all right, cool. I just want to make sure everything's good. Something that popped up gave me a notification that something had quit unexpectedly. So yeah, you're using different types of ploys and distract people to make it seem like, oh well, you should listen to me because I'm going to speak slowly. I'm going to speak calmly. Like these are things that I have picked up in order to go ahead and manipulate other people as I sell drugs on the side in the background. You weren't supposed to know about my private life. Unfortunately, Shalise had shown you my earlier Instagram. where I am messy and I'm also very vindictive and petty. And I don't like it when people put me in my place, or else I will be able to retaliate in other ways. I will sleep with your man. I will make lies about you and assumptions. But when we are in like private, I will yell. I will be like this. I will say curse words and all this other kind of shit. I will drink profusely and things of that nature. You're not supposed to know this though in public, but in private, I'm all these things, and I will do this and I will do that, and that. Like, yo, it's just for me, I didn't like. Obviously, for years, I've kept quiet about a lot of shit, mostly because I didn't know exactly who it was that was doing all this shit, but also because I was just like, there's a better way to this. Why are you acting this way? Why are you behaving this way? But now I'm telling you, as I'm getting closer, today's the fifth. I'm literally less than five. I mean, less than like maybe like 9 days away or something like that in regards to going ahead to court and getting the fucking no contact order and just being done with this shit and just like in more ways than one. It's just like this is the second step in order for me to be just like done. Okay. First, it was me disconnecting from you, then it was the court, and then this video too, or whatever steps that the government will actually fulfill and take place in with like doing when it comes to like certifying like certifiably and permanently ending this shit between me and these people would just be chef's kiss, like the best. Okay, I don't want to go off too far on this, but it's just like God, like yo, y'all really just so fucking pathetic. Well, yeah, this is basically how this person is. It's like, I'm going to use my degrees and I'm going to talk to you like this because I need you to listen to me so that way I can manipulate you and tell you about Shalise. Shalise is this, that, here, and the third. Even though she has all this proof against me, I need you not to look at that. I need you to look at my degrees. Okay. I need you to look at the man that she was dating first and our children, and I need you to have pity on me while I continue to abuse her, lie on her, and steal her things. So that's basic. Oh, also, I'm gonna lie about copying from her and stealing from her, so that way it can be an advantage to me. These are things that are also going to be for me. And if I don't get my way, then I'm going to either suck cock, sit on dicks, shit. I'll even eat the pussy of any powerful person that will give me what the fuck I want because I am together. And I will do what I need to do, including sell drugs and stuff here and the third, just to get my way. Like, oh my goodness, I will lie. I will use my tears. I will blackmail you. I will guilt you. I will pay you anything. Do you like my boobs? Yeah, depending on how much you will give me for them. Like, it's just crazy. Like, bro, I don't need that kind of shit around me, bro. Like, I don't need. It's so fucking exhausting being around somebody who just wants to be toxic to be toxic. Oh my goodness, what was this? Hold on, what was? Let me show you guys something. What was it called? This, this. Wait. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait. I need you to stop the evidence that she has that I'm lying about Chili's. I cannot believe that you are trusting these facts. Like, oh my god, like yo, I cannot. Yo, the hell, bro. Look at my white complexion. No, that's the part, David, bro. You're just hating me because I'm dark. We have been suppressed. Even though there has been obviously, notably, records where people have actually been gravitating towards more and being more open. There has been more opportunities that the black community and very accountable. They have mentioned and taken responsibility about like how is it? It's not like a dark skinned person has never been on the big screen or seen favorable um, in media or in fashion or anything of that nature. One of my favorite models is Alec Weck. And, people might just her, but like yeah, because like again, it's so crazy on how go hard for a fucking community and group and race, and they fucking like threw me under the bus. Do you? How many people know of Alexa? Yeah, bro, she's like look at that. Yeah, boy. Um, South Sudanese British model. It is. Yeah, boy. But like yo, like for real, like she is nice, son. I remember seeing her and oh, stop it. That's her. What the hell? That's not her. That's not Alec. Oh my god, that's racist. I'm literally. I mean, not glamour. Oh, okay, I about to say. Okay. Okay, never mind. I was just like, But yeah, no, no. I think she was in a few, like maybe one or two music videos though. But like, she has such a really nice symmetrical face, and she's just. I like this one right here. Anyway, my point is that I have definitely favored, like, I've shown, inclusivity and look, inclusivity. It's my own fucking race, but it's just like, I've shown admiration all between different type of tones. So I'm very, very insulted that and very surprised. I never would have thought all the time when I was over here, like, backing up people and supporting people that these are the same people that were stabbing me in my fucking back. Like, wow, really, really, really. My grandmother's like, so I'm like that, and that was my heart. And here you fucking guys go. So anyway, but the point of it, it's not like America. Don't get it wrong. America has been racist, still is, and probably always will be. But it should be more preserved, if not abolished completely. I just feel like a lot of people are just really hiding their fucking racism. Again, that's gonna be a conversation for another time. I got on to this specific topic is because I don't want black people, especially the dark skinned black people, to try to use like colorism. That's one of their go tos. It's just that they try to victimize themselves and use colorism as an excuse when it shouldn't be. It's just like come up off that, okay? Because of your little back alley trysts and your connections and things of that nature, you have used it against. You have used it for your own self-serving gains. So it's not like, come on now, it's not like it's like, oh my goodness, we're the victims. Like, no, 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 no. But, if you want to keep it a buck, it's been hard for many of us all when it comes to rights, civil rights. Yes, black people getting our rights and getting what's owed to us. is long overdue because there's still some things that is uneven, is unfair, inequitable. There's still deficits here. But nonetheless, I'm very disgusted by the black people who decided that I should be silenced while they had their hands out and trying to not only just to try to silence me, but trying to step on me and also steal from me. Not try to steal from me, but steal from me to abuse me. Mm, Look at this. A Jewish person is speaking up to President Biden about a ceasefire. Things that I'm not seeing black people do in regards to me. They are the ones that's just like, Biden, can I get a Lambo? Honestly, like I know you hate blacks, but I was like, I know you like some blacks, but honestly, like I'll help you like silence this girl out. Like I'll help you punish this person, even though this person doesn't deserve it. I know that there's so many races out there, clearly, because why else would we need to do this, really? Um, how many insecure, jealous, stupid people are there out there, especially in America? Jeez, that many, huh? Wow. So anyway, can it be red? Can I get a red Lando? Ah, thank you. Do I have to show you some boots? No, no, no. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, my nigga. Oh yeah, you can say the N word. This was like some of the things that you guys did where it was just like being really fucking nasty with my food. Where it was just like, oh, like you knew where it was going to be, or you had people working at certain places that I frequent. So you would do nasty things to my fucking food. Like I'm here. Actually, this person right here is white with me. Like this is white with me. He's white, and he was just right. He was right fucking near. I was like, yo, like this is really fucking disgusting. Like look what they're fucking doing to my food. Like that's oh my god, so fucking gross, bitch. So fucking gross. Y'all would do like leave nasty things like hair or things of that nature on my food, and it was just like these weren't just like one time scenarios. These were often, and I still have what is it what is it internal bleeding marks, things of that nature. Like there's been medical gaslighting. Okay, there's been poisonings. There's been gaslighting. This not medically, but just like socially too. It's it's fucking corrupt. You've been partnering with races. Black people have really sold the fuck out. You are a nigger and coon. Why are you getting upset about something that you are? That should be something for being called out for what you are. You should literally work on yourself then if you hate it so much. So when your fellow, so when the nigger and coon within the white race, the one that is racist wants to fucking abuse me too, they're gonna save face because yeah, oh my goodness, how dare they lose a nigger? Well, how dare they lose the nigger access basically twerks, superficial shit. Okay, how dare they lose access? How dare they not show support in trying to subdue and keep hurting and harming a black person? It's just like, ah, God, you know. So one of these will come up on the forefront. And even though I had already said and already proven that I didn't have a relationship with my ex for what reason, and I don't have a baby by him and things of that nature, and I had already shown you about the projections about what other people do for money and things of that nature, and also my inheritance. Like, could you not? Could you not? That's so fucking stupid. Why would I try to live in poverty, impoverished, if I'm being, if I have an opportunity to live more, I guess, like in a more comfortable state? Like, what the fuck? I that also doesn't make sense because whatever year, because every year I've actually been asking for some type of like public assistance my in regards to my housing because people have been trying to, like I said, people have been doing break-ins, people have disrupting my people have been disrupting my area. I've been having break-ins. So each year, that looks really actually fucking stupid. Why would I go ahead and say that I've given somebody consistently? Actually, I had the fucking emails. I had the fucking applications. So what on what fucking year, bitch, did you supposedly say that I gave you my fucking inheritance? Like who would ever do that? Even was it last year or whenever when I had started this channel, I said that I had, the reason why I was going to have this property right here as an investment for me and my brother. So that means that, definitely split the proceeds after I definitely take away the money that I invested into this and then go ahead and split the proceeds as is, within the law. But it's just like, why would I ever give you fully a house that is owed to me or money or full money that is owed to me? Like, you guys have done nothing. In fact, that's why I had to put it down publicly on Facebook. I was like, whoever has my inheritance, give it up. Give it up. Like, y'all sound really fucking stupid. And it's crazy. Like, hold on. If I ever gave you any, if supposedly, since you want to lie and say that I supposedly gave you the money, like, why would I want to go ahead and give you all that and then find myself impoverished? Even when I have my, even I mean, I might have like a last dollar on me, but I have a dollar on me. You feel me? Like, so when I'm giving out change or something like that to the homeless, I know that I still have bank. Like, I'm not over here about to go like the where. Where have you seen me at that moment? Never, never at that moment. If I got it, I got it, and if I don't, I don't. Y'all really need y'all really showing y'all asses. Y'all really showing your fucking asses. You've already shown that. I mean, I've already shown that I was actually financially able to go ahead and get a car on my own and things of that nature because you weren't there. None of you guys were fucking there. Investments and steps that I've done on my fucking own. But why would I put myself into further struggle by giving you all my fucking? Why would I put myself into like a disadvantage by giving you all my fucking money? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, yo, why would you? That doesn't even make sense. That's no. I can tell you right now that was a lie. All that shit that they said about that was a fucking lie. Because every fucking year I had for some type of like government assistance in order to help me because people were over here breaking into my house and they fucked up. It was like my water heater, things of that nature. It's called financial abuse. When basically they want me to extinguish my money in order to they would extinguish my money in order to try to make me, I guess, like go to them or something like that for help or assistance. And I'm just like, no, I have other resources. Or if I ever would come to you, best believe I'm going to pay you back and then some. But hold on, if why would you ever try to like if you were ever to give me money for anything when you be like, oh man, like yo, there's so many fucking holes in y'all fucking stories. It doesn't matter about like how well you speak or how slow, calm, and articulated you speak. You're still just a fucking liar. And it's just there's nothing that's going to take away the fact that you were cheating behind my fucking back with somebody who I was dating with. You still put yourself in a position where you try to compare yourself to me and try to belittle me behind my fucking back, or even if it like even in moments where you think that you're trying to say it publicly, it still falls flat. Because why are you the one who's consistently trying to be such a fucking crab in a barrel? No matter here's the thing, when you try to tether yourself to me to a point where you don't want to let go, all you're doing is holding up that scarlet letter where you are just a crab in a fucking barrel. You are the cautionary tale where it's just like, damn, you remind me of that what was it? Remember that I mentioned him briefly, but it was the slave owner, the black slave owner who owned slaves to the point where he abused them and raped them and like, he abused and raped them, sold them too, and it even turned the stomachs of some other slave owners. It was just like, God damn, like you are that individuals, unfucking provoked, unfucking provoked. You guys have called yourselves out to be so fucking inferior and to keep the coon nigger race lineage alive. All on your own, all on your fucking own. And what? So there's like a white person right there trying to like, soothe your feelings. Be like, don't listen to her, brother. Because they wanted to have that white token friend. When honestly, there are people who really need to put you in your place and tell you what's good and what's bad, and be like, hey, look, you did this, you said that, this was not right. Even if you care about them or not, it's just like, yo, whether you care about them, I'm telling you, there are moments when I've literally made people feel. I would tell people like, hey, look, what you're saying or what you're doing, how you're joking about somebody isn't right. But sorry, hold on, fluffies. What you're saying, what you're doing is not right. But like, I look, I love you, but what you're doing isn't right. You know, when it came to like my significant others, or like when it came to like my siblings or my family members, if they were, or friends, if they happen to have a moment where they were cheating on somebody, I'd be like, you know what, that's not right. Because I'm the kind of person who's very empathetic, where it's like I can do a dead giveaway where I'm just like, this is not, it's not, please do not do this to me. Do not put this person in my presence, because it's just like, I just feel compelled to either hint like a motherfucker, or I'm just like, just don't do it. I tell you straight up, just like, just don't bring this person around me. I'm so serious. Like, this just really makes me uncomfortable. So, and people were projecting at me. And yeah, I've already shown you again letters. I've shown you the screenshots of letters where I where I scan images of letters and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. These right here are just again letters, and I have the exact again the ink is old. Okay, the ink is old. So when you guys are over here telling me about our relationship and you say that I was put into a third party situation, it was just like the other person was basically put into a third party situation, where just like this person was put. Well, this person was having a tryst behind my back. I initially dated this person first, and I have nothing but just content and content and content. 2015 and things of that nature. And then I showed you links about something from like 2017 and 2018. So it's just like, make it make sense, because this person was already engaged with somebody else. And I'm like, yo, like, this is just ridiculous. I don't have any kind of relationship with this dude, and I don't want, and I'm not here for him. Like, yo. When he talks about lust, whoops. When he talks about hold us down, I shit you not. 9/15 to 2016. 2016, my queen bee. I've had to rip 3 pages out as I can't seem to find a way to start this letter. I was unsure to even get a letter back. I must say your letter was an extinguishing relief that created hope. I wasn't sure how your life has unfolded since we last talked, but what I find evident is your love for me hasn't unfolded. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about containing us in our future, like my job and moving. I'll be coming home broke, so hopefully you can hold us down the first month until I can save enough checks where I put cash flow in our pockets. Is that okay? Like, are you, bitch? Ah, bitch. I cannot. I cannot. Oh my goodness. Look, this is so stupid. I'll be coming home in 38 days. Another question is, what happened to Melissa? I liked her and everything was good, but she wasn't you. You know what? This is dumb. This is so fucking dumb. I hate you all. I hate you all. Okay, this shit right here was just unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. But I had this. Why? Because I knew. I was just like, something tells me, keep these letters. Keep these fucking letters. Like I knew. I fucking knew it. Oh my god, man. I knew it. So anyway, when I tell you about like me not having situations with these people and things of that nature, I one of these that is wanting to like still like ditch down into the toxicity where they're just like, hey, look, they're not gonna say nigger to your face, maybe not. They're just like, hey, I'm supporting you because I don't want to lose this slave either. Okay, it's been fun times. Okay, we've been having really good times torturing people, getting money, and doing evil corruption shit. I got you, nigger. That's literally how it is. I'm serious. It's like, yeah.
Am I the asshole for kicking out my sister after she tried to sleep with my husband?
I've got initial thoughts here, but let's hear it.
I, 33 male, am gay, and my husband, 39 male, is bisexual. My husband is what some would call attractive, and there's no denying he is good looking. My sister has had a thing for him ever since I introduced them. Something to add is that when our grandmother died, she left the house to me and my sister, but my sister sold her portion to me, and she has no claim to the house. Because she lived with her husband at the time, she had no need for it.
So what happens is that people look for passive reasons in order to make it seem tethered to something that I'm doing. So if I'm talking about how basically I have an inheritance that's owed to me, but unfortunately what happened was that people were deciding to disperse that behind my back. So anything in regards to getting the authenticated material has been tarnished and adjusted by people that are working within the government, within like the mayor system and all that other kind of stuff. Because honestly, this is a small town. It's a town where everybody knows everybody, but people can definitely be fucking corrupt if they wanted to. There is enough crimes that have been happening in New Jersey, especially within the mayor office and things of that nature. And you can find that on the internet. I shit you not. That has shown where people do some criminal things. In fact, was it the mayor previously before this one? The mayor's brother who was working in the courthouse and things of that nature. The mayor himself was arrested. The FBI had came down and arrested him, and the mayor's brother was arrested for being doped up on cocaine, the same kind of drug that that I told you already that the people who I've cut off have been affiliated with, and I also have proof on that, which we will get into later. But it's just like this. How are you coming at me? And it's just like, doubling down in your stupidity. How are you coming down? How are you coming down with this? You have this white person trying to be cute by making, because all these other black people have already been doing the most when it comes to like passive content. They'll make some passive content in order to be very passive aggressive, in order to diss me, shade me, mock me, or lie on me. Ones will definitely go gung ho. They will definitely try to spread the word to all their people and definitely try to gatekeep and further manipulate and assassinate my character. So when this particular bitch decided to, it's just like, her scenario is she's going to use okay. So since I am right here, since I am the target, you have one of these trying to save face for this person and this person, okay? And I had already said that I don't have a relationship with this person. I don't have a connection with this person. I'm not pregnant by this person. We have not done anything. I'm still celibate. My inheritance has been stolen between these people. Okay, are you following? A tryst has been formed between this people and other people because this person has connections with people within the government, like his father and things of that nature. This person just has connections with just drugs and situations initially, but this person did find their way going up the ladder. So they have their own connections in this person's own right. Nonetheless, there is a bystander with this complexion, and this color always changes from either this, or even darker. But it's just like today in this video is a person here with this complexion who's like, hey, pay attention to these lies instead in a very passive aggressive way. So if I'm talking about, not having a person like this person right here is going to try to play victim and try to play the colorism card and also the wife card. But also what they're doing. Okay. So also what Clown Girl is doing. Let's see this. Bam. Yeah. So oh god, it's fucking annoying. Okay. All right. So this person right here is pulling like the colorism card and things of that nature and trying to make herself seem like the victim, even though the distraction is just that he's, you know, doing the most in order to cyberbully and oppress me offline as well and to try to sabotage me. And now, in the midst of doing all that, they're trying to clean up their they're trying to, you know, clean up their tracks and make it seem like, oh no, that's not what happened. Oh, you imagine that. Oh, you misunderstood that. Oh, that's not what happened. But literally, that's exactly what happened, and I still have the receipts on that one. So while she's doing that, other people are helping to clean up her mess, but also other people are still trying to attack me and try to slander me and try to make it seem, really trying to double down on the lies. So white girl over here is on some BS where she's giving a scenario but trying to all this girl's favor. When however, why would I have a bunch of supporting evidence where it's just like, why would I ever want to do anything like that? I wouldn't even like there's literally homeless people out there and fucking like there's homeless people out there already. Like there was even moments where I had let's see, there's homeless people already that I could have gave like my last dollar to, but I haven't. There are people who like my brother. If I wanted to, I would probably would have like sucked it up. Like when it came to like I guess like my own kind of responsibilities, and would have had him living with me because I'm well not actually no because I really do not want him in the hood ever for any kind of other reason. But like if I really wanted to, I would have had somebody like my uncle at the time when we were cool. He was like living in the basement of his ex-wife. But if I really wanted to, or if anything like that, then I would have had him probably like in here. The point I'm making is there was never a reason where I'm not thinking logically or even for my own well being where I'm gonna have give my last and be in a deficit and have just some old body. And it's not I mean, well have anybody who I'm supposed to even if I care about you. I'm not gonna have I look, this is not the Titanic kind of situation, okay? I'm gonna get on that fucking door too. You feel me, bitch? Like there was never a moment like you really thought really fucking highly of yourself to ever think that you would be that bitch. You are never and will never be that bitch. Um, Never ever. That's why I said it was like very always very fucking exhausting. Don't get it twisted. Like there's a moment where you have love for somebody, you really really do, but at the same time there is a moment where you just like there's moments where you would put your life before a child. There's moments where you would put your life before somebody who you actually superly super duper love. Okay? But not to the point where you yourself are gonna go homeless for that person. Not to the point where you're literally gonna give them your a whole bunch of money and take nothing for yourself. That doesn't make any fucking sense. What the fuck soever. It was like, oh, she has a house, so she thought that I could have her house because she already has a house. Bitch, make it make the fuck sense. I have ownership. I also said that I have partial ownership of a house elsewhere in Trenton. Why would I be okay with like obviously it would make this is like Monopoly, okay? Like it would make more sense for me to have more to acquire more, but still also share with you guys. Like I'm not gonna be destitute because of you guys. But that's the spiel that you were trying to make happen. I'm just like, that's just so fucking stupid. And it seems like there are stupid people out there because I guess there's some people who actually do that kind of shit. And I'm just like, you know what? Bless you, but that's just not a sensible kind of route to go. Because what about you? It's the moment where it's going on to put the mask on yourself during like if an airplane went down to put the mask on yourself before putting it on other people. That's where I'm at. Okay, I've definitely been I've definitely been a selfless person to the point where it definitely has exhausted me. And at some moments it did take a hit on my health though. But I had to take a moment to like bounce back and just like, hey, look, I can't do this. Okay, these are my limits, and boom, boom. People did not like that. People were definitely trying to do the most in order to try to either vilify me or even like either vilify me or retaliate in some type of way. I specifically told you that I took my father's car back when he stopped making those fucking payments. Okay, it was still love, and I didn't need to go ahead and trash his name until he started like trashing mine. And I was like, look, just for the record, like I'm not about to put a Facebook post or anything on this, but just for the fucking record, this nigga did this, that, here, and the third, and here's a fucking video too, because I'm saving my ass off. in regards to the bullshit that you've done. Okay, all right. So yeah, again, when somebody is over here, like I've consistently done that. I've done that with my brother. I've done that with my own fucking father. My brother on my mom's side, my dad also. I'm just like, no, you will not try to see me fucking low, like dirt low, because in the grand scheme of things, in the form of like reciprocity, you guys have always left me at a deficit. Okay, to a deficit where I felt like I couldn't just either I was always left with something. Like I always like it's like pulling a parachute when you got to the low point. It's just like you have to don't pull the parachute too early. Don't pull the parachute. Like there's a certain type of moment when you have to pull the parachute. And there's a moment where when it comes to like, giving myself to people, it was like, okay, I had to pull that parachute. Sometimes I pulled it midway, but definitely I didn't pull it damn sure too late. I definitely pulled it. I know I pulled it responsibly at a good moment, but it was just like even then, you guys had used people within Trenton, New Jersey, within the government system, um, to be corrupt and be very vindictive and ugly. And I'm just calling you out. So again, this little white woman took it upon herself to be in black people's business because she wants to be messy and also corrupt and evil too. And I've this is not a moment where we are battling back and forth, and I'm just going to hit you, something like that, like metaphorically hit you, and just kind of bounce back to see exactly like, okay, no, you hit me back. No, no, I'm done with this shit. So literally, we're just really we're putting it all out. Okay, like I said, I'm really fucking done with this shit. So listen to the passive aggressiveness that these people have been doing in the past, and this is something recently that this woman had posted a couple of hours ago, but I had caught it just in time before it hit the 1 hour mark, and I'm just like, look, I'm just done. But here it is, because she allies with my abuser with these folks, so I'm just like, nah, bet like so this is a passive aggressive example of someone addressing the situation between this person and this person. And also things that I made about this, and also about me not having a relationship with that person. So yes. So what did I speak on yesterday? Ugh, what does it look like when a passive aggressive abuser inserts themselves into my business to further um, insult, mock, bully, and lie on me. And I believe that's cyberbullying and also emotional abuse. So yesterday, I discussed these were the things that I discussed yesterday. So look, I put first off on the right hand side, it's like, what does it look like when a passive aggressive abuser inserts themselves into my business to further insult, mock, bully, and lie on me? And these are examples of and emotional abuse. Okay. Now, yesterday I discussed that I'm not pregnant, never was pregnant. Well, excuse me, a long, long time ago, years ago. Okay, years ago, like in my 20s, but I had an abortion. Still abstinent, not homeless, and never was. I visited Danielle's house for the holidays. That was it, tradition. Plus, I also showed you where she lived. So that right there also showed the proof and condition. Showed proof, condition of house. Condition of proof, condition. Condition of her house, with the bed fixed to the wall, the walk up upstairs and things of that nature. Like it was basically a basic home. Okay, it was just like, and it was roach infested too. But it was a basic average home, and people were trying to make it seem like, oh, she was like born wealthy. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, no, that really wasn't. But it was just like, who am I to go ahead and disrupt somebody's fantasy? It was just like, how are you trying to look down on me? But this was like the best that you had back in the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like why? Anyway, so I was disproving that, and then also that I didn't have an affair with David, and I dated him first, and he's a first. So listen to what. So hold on, inheritance. In matters of inheritance, um, I had mentioned, housing. It was like, why would I, publicly, you know, ask ask about it? Why would I, you know, give all my money and housing to somebody when they themselves have a house, have housing elsewhere? And that also um, have partial ownership of another house. At best, I would have asked. At best, I would have offered you the opportunity to live there and still pay me. You feel me? Or have like pay a reduced amount. Why I? It's just like these are all like interesting questions, but it's just like, why would I give all my money, and why would I give all the money and inheritance when I have proof that I've been applying for, I guess, like, government assistance or, like, I guess, like, bills because of, financial abuse. Slash, break-ins, and damage to property. Took her away from father. Ruin my credit. Uncle lives in basement of ex-wife. House. And you were always like you weren't a person who I would. Oh yeah, hold on. And publicly discussed, situation about brother being kicked out of home. So yeah, again, that doesn't make any sense. So with all that said, what does it look like when a passive aggressive abuser inserts themselves into my business to further insult, mock, bully, and lie on me? This would be an example. If somebody decided to want to make a passive aggressive comment in order to taint my character, this is what it would sound like.
Am I the asshole for kicking out my sister after she tried to sleep with my husband?
I've got initial thoughts here, but let's hear it.
I, 33 male, am gay, and my husband, 39 male. My husband is what some would call conventionally attractive, and there's no denying he is good looking. My sister has had a thing for him ever since I introduced them. Something to add is that when our grandmother died, she left the house to me and my sister, but my sister sold her portion to me, and she has no claim to the house. Because she lived with her husband at the time, she had no need for it. My sister left her husband after he hit her while drunk, and I've been letting her live in our house as it's a 6-bed, 4-bath, and we are only 2 people. I was out the last few days as my best friend had his bachelor party. My husband called me at midnight saying that my sister just came in wearing lingerie and tried to seduce him in our bed, but he shoved her out and then called me. When I got home, I went straight to my sister and told her to pack her things and her son's belongings. And am I the asshole for kicking out my sister after she tried to sleep with my husband?
I've got initial thoughts here, but let's hear it.
I, 33 male, am gay, and my husband, 39 male, is bisexual. My husband is what some would call gay, and my husband, after she tried to sleep with my husband.
I've got initial thoughts here, but let's hear it.
I, 33 male, am gay, and my husband, 39 male, is bisexual. My husband is what some would call conventionally attractive, and there's no denying he is good looking. My sister has had a thing for him ever since I introduced them. Something to add is that when our grandmother died, she left the house to me and my sister, but my sister sold her portion to me, and she has no claim to the house. Because she lived with her husband at the time, she had no need for it. My sister left her husband after he hit her while drunk, and I've been letting her live in our house as it's a 6-bed, 4-bath, and we are only 2 people. I was out the last few days as my best friend had his bachelor party. My husband called me at midnight saying that my sister, 2 people. I was out the sister left her husband, but my sister sold her portion to me, and she has no claim to the house. Because she lived with her husband at the time, she had no need for it. My sister left her husband after he hit her while drunk, and I've been letting her live in our house as it's a 6-bed, 4-bath, and we are only 2 people. I was out the last few days as my best friend had his bachelor party. My husband called me at midnight saying that my sister just came in wearing lingerie and tried to seduce him in our bed, but he shoved her out and then called me. When I got home, I went straight to my sister and told her to pack her things and her son's belongings. And Am I the asshole?
So yes, let's look at the clues. Okay, so I had talked about not pregnant, still abstinent, things of that nature. But here, this person is talking about like, so sister tried to sleep with husband, 33 years old and 39 years old. Now I do believe that that does equal to right here, 33. This is 39. Husband attractive. I mean, the guy isn't ugly. I mean, I will say that though. Inheritance, or at least when I was going out with him, the last time I saw him, he was looking a little scraggly. But I was going out with him, he was, he wasn't ugly. So but like knowing the things that you do does make you less attractive. Anyway, inheritance. I spoke on that about inheritance, my house, and apparently this is the house, and gave inheritance away. This is not the first time this person has made certain type of passive aggressive remarks, and I can go back and play those for you guys if you would like, and go ahead and show it and tether it to the other videos that I've done around the same time, which I can do. But the homeless reference and supposedly tried to seduce him. Now, this isn't the first time. I'm telling you, like it's just like when you are a coon or a coon owner or just like a nigger owner, or you want to be in there like swimwear when it comes to getting keeping all your access to being abusive and corrupt and criminal. Yeah, you really just show your ugly, flat, powdered ass. It's so fucking just stank. I just know you stink. Like I'm so serious. You once in upon a time shower person. Just I swear to beings, like it's one thing to have like a weekend where you just might want to probably like within like a little over the 24 hours shower, but or some days without it. I mean, like man, that really does explain the funk. But I mean, you have oh my god. All right, that's it. I am done. That is the niggers and coons segment that I have. The other one that I want to do, I'm just going to do in a separate video, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and take a break. I already did my homework and I had submitted it, so I do have time to keep going at this, but I'm going to go ahead and take a break. In fact, I want to eat and just kind of just have a breather, and I probably will get back up on here in several hours. But yeah, that is my situation, and that is my explanation of niggers and coons, and this is one of their tactics when they try to save face. Okay? So, yes, it's just like, here you are, you know, you don't want to lose your little access. Look at this. You over here sitting down in your ugly ass and doing all this, that, here, and the third. And, goodness. Oh, hold on. Actually, before I go away and come back, people were just like really in their feelings, trying to talk about like Okay, so this right here, this right here is a photo of who is this? Who is this? Okay, so yes, this is him. Obviously, he couldn't afford to get the black shoes and the black pants back in the day because he didn't have the money. So yeah. Anyway, but but this was him, and he just wants to work so hard for just black acceptance, like because he was adopted. He was adopted into uh into this right here. So it's just like this right here. He was adopted into this. This is like I'm out here. So yes, this is the father that is the detective that started out with being like a fire detective and then worked to being after they had sold me out and things of that nature, affiliated with cybersecurity and things of that nature. No, hold on. He was in the military. Then it was a stint in India with computer programming, and then by um, my collection, it was a military stint in India where he did computer program for a time, and then after that he did like a fire inspector, and then after that during that time he married a white woman, and interracial relationships. But before then, he had a actually there's a fourth, but just these three are here right now. The fourth one passed away. And so, and obviously, him being black, having acceptance and things of that nature, and he's just like, yeah, like oh my god, it's like, so this is him back in the day. Obviously, it's hard times. So, he's obviously been through it. When you give in to temptation and you have access to drugs and stuff like that, look some type of way. So yes, when you've been put through it. So apparently, because I mean, if by clearly, I'm just imagining all the movies that I've seen that were just really showing like and cautionary tales, okay? Like, remember, I mentioned before the other day about the cautionary tale with my uncle. Like, that was one of my college papers, and I mentioned that before in another previous videos about how he worked in Wall Street, and he, ended up on East State Street, which was one of the worst kind of streets that were in the West Side. I'm sorry, not West Side, East Side, Wilbur section. Beep, beep. So yeah. Anyway, so here he is, obviously with his brother, and this is him, and he just really wanted to always just like look at this, and this, and this. Again, it's a small area, so corrupt things have happened. Like I said, with connections and things of that nature. Okay, so I've observed enough in order to see what the fuck has been going on. So I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to put like another target on the back, but it's just like it's already here. You guys are already even stalking me. So look, and he's just look like on his little tippy toes, like right there, a little bit. And just like he was so badly wants his brothers, like like a acceptance and things of that nature. And I think I guess like whatever. But corrupt though, corrupt the dealings behind the scenes. I'm not saying him, well, at least not back in the day, but maybe not initially back in the day. Maybe I think prior, like keep going like further on, considering that how compliant he is to the abuse that I've been going through and things of that nature. Pretty sure he has his hands in some shit. And now because of this, security, it started out with security back in the day and his affiliations with his with his father and his also on his father, well, excuse me, his adopted father's side, like there are criminals and things of that nature. So they have been very corrupt. But I was always thinking, oh, thank God, we share a commonality where they're corrupt and just like, we have our moments where we ourselves, like we understand, but we just don't vibe that way. It's that was the initial thought that I had, and as time went on, I realized it was just like, oh shit, like this is who you are, and you are really just, you're not. You are the one that had the potential. Everybody kept trying to say like, oh, it's me with the potential, but then they were over here trying to sabotage and block a lot of things in my life, but it's always you guys that have the potential that you never decided to fulfill because of your inadequacies and your own self-limited beliefs and inferiorities that insecurities that you needed to work on yourselves. So yeah, this and this, and then he did started to do information security, and that includes and things of that nature. So it included hacking. It included getting into my phones. It included messing with my computers. It included messing with my alarm systems, and also hobnobbing with cops and things of that nature. It's sick. It's really fucking sick. At the very end of the day, all you're trying to do is just trying to save face, not just save face, but also trying to hide the fact that you yourself are doing this, but you rather have people pay attention to drama and lies. And as black people, you guys rather focus on drama and lies and then trying to be like a fucking life coach to somebody that's literally going through hell. I don't need you to be a life coach. I don't need your spiritual preachings and anything criticisms. I need justice. My civil and human rights have been violated. A think piece on what I should be doing with my body and my life while I'm being hindered by people who are using government officials in order to subdue me, subject me, and try to control me and have me live through you guys. You are a nigger and a coon, bitch. You guys are niggers and coons. You are selling out for opportunities and you want to literally have me live at your whim and desire for not just yourselves, but for people who are racist, non blacks. You have consistently shown your ass to be such motherfucking jokes, and I'm so disgusted by this shit. I really am. I really, really fucking am. So many years of just like advocating, and it's just like, when are you guys gonna fucking learn?
And what is happening now in Israel towards the Palestinians is exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. They, like vermin, they talk about them in terms, I mean, like for instance, the chief of staff of the Israeli army recently, the Palestinians are cancerous growth. I mean, that type of talking is exactly the opposite, and it's actually like Nazi talking. That's what was said about me when I was a boy, a Jewish boy in Germany under the Nazis. No, when the Nazis gassed the Jews, the world was silent. Now the world is silent while the Jews or the Israelis harass, humiliate, and steal away land from the Palestinians. And the world is silent. And I want to awake the world. Because any criticism on the policies of Israel is hampered and made impossible by a terrible trick and crime of Israeli propaganda, that any criticism on the politics of Israel comes out is induced by anti-Semitic feelings. And our main purpose is to show to the world that we are Jews, and we are conscious Jews, and we want to show that you must criticize Israel if you at all want anything good for the Jews in the world, because what Israel is doing is destroying the Jewish world and the Jewish heritage.
Just think on that. Black people, just think on that. When you guys act like niggas and coons, just think of that. How much of a joke it is when you try to be performative for black excellence, but you try to force your opinions and your thoughts and your wants and desires to try to control an individual, and you just can't let them be. When it's really not like, I'm not causing anybody any harm unless they really are trying to cause me harm. Like, I'm not causing anybody any harm unless they're trying to cause me harm. Okay? If there was ever a moment, it was just like always. Like I said, I have posted something before, just like, a lady does not start fights, but she will finish it. When you guys have done everything in advance to just like, you guys have done the most, and it is an insult to the black identity. And I never wanted, or I never liked or appreciated the way how the black identity was, sellouts and coons. And for a long time, like, that was really hidden. That wasn't in the history books. But now that people know about it, it's just like, why are we still acting this way? Excuse me. Why are you guys still acting this way? Why is it that, you don't like being oppressed, but you like oppressing others? And if you're thinking that, oh, we're just, oh, she's thinking too much, she's being too sensitive. No, no. You've done this, right? Stalking car, putting cameras in my home and things of that nature. Ridicule, mocking me while you're watching me, lying on me, talking about and then trying to like segue the abuse and trying to make it seem like it's something about, oh, she just gave it to us, she just gave us our house and stuff like that. Poisoning my food and drink, thinking all that shit was funny. Y'all really are a fucking joke. Y'all really are a fucking joke. Y'all need to be thrown off the fucking stage.